For years, it's blown my mind why Nintendo have never released this awesome arcade racer on their home consoles. Finally, somebody from Nintendo listened to my cries, but is the home conversion worth the wait? I'm Kutski, and this is my review of Cruis'n Blast for Nintendo Switch.
Get ready!
The Cruis'n series started back on the Nintendo 64 with Cruis'n USA. Cruis'n Blast is the 6th game in the series, and it was released as an arcade exclusive in 2017. Ever since I first played this in the arcades, I knew it would be the perfect fit for the Nintendo Switch. It's not overly demanding technically, and it fits perfectly with Nintendo's family fun approach to gaming. But as the years passed, I felt the window of opportunity had closed. Luckily, after a surprise reveal at a recent Nintendo Direct, we finally get the home console port. The best way to describe the game would be to think about Forza or Gran Turismo, and then think what the absolute polar opposite of that would be, and you're going to be somewhere pretty close to Cruis'n Blast. It's got far more in common with the likes of Mario Kart with its turbo pads, drift boost mechanics, and stunts. In fact, it feels like a throwback to the early 2000s arcade races that Sega were putting out, like 18-wheel American Pro Trucker, where the absurdity of the track locations, staged events, and the ridiculous vehicles that you got to race in is where the game's appeal was as much as it was the racing. Each track here feels as much like a roller coaster as it does a racetrack. Cruis'n Blast offers several different game modes: arcade, cruising tour, time trial, and multiplayer. The arcade mode, as you would expect, is the original 5 races from the arcade set in exotic locations around the world, each lasting around 2 minutes of chaotic action. The Cruising Tour mode is the console's expanded version of the game, featuring 6 tours, including 6 tracks in each. The game claims to have 30 tracks, but in reality, the additional tracks are just new routes and variations of the arcade original tracks, with some only taking around a minute or less to complete. They're all still visually stunning and uniquely rememberable, so this isn't too much of a criticism. Time trial is exactly what you'd expect it to be, but the multiplayer is the only disappointing part of this game's offering. Locally, it's great, 2 to 4 player split screen. There's an option for wireless ad hoc multiplayer where people in close proximity with multiple switches and copies of the game can all play together, but it's the lack of online multiplayer that feels like a gaping hole in the package for me. I understand this isn't a full price game and online modes aren't a trivial addition, but even indie racers like Hot Shot Racing offer a robust online mode for an even cheaper asking price. In short, I love Cruis'n Blast. It's almost everything I wanted it to be. You'll know by now if this game's for you or not. It's not the deepest game for the launch asking price of £35 in the UK. To finish all the tracks and unlock all the crazy vehicles might take you around 5 hours, I'd guess. But the game's so much fun to play, it won't stop me returning to it regularly when friends are over. Hopefully they'll patch in multiplayer later on, and I certainly wouldn't be against some DLC tracks further down the line as well. Hope you enjoyed this review. As always, if you did, please drop me a like on this video and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with future videos, and let me know in the comments what your favourite classic arcade racer was from back in the day. I think mine's probably Outrun 2, with the original Ridge Racer as a close second. Thanks for watching. Until next time, this is Kutski signing out, keeping the games alive.